You want to start off with an opening prayer?
Sure. So I go to a little more private area. Sorry, just a minute.
Okay.
Alrighty. You want me to say it?
Yes.
Okay. Our Father in heaven, we are grateful for this time we have to meet and discuss principles of our education and pray that we might learn and grow and learn things that will help us in our future careers. We love thee, Father, and we're grateful for all that thou hast blessed us with. And say this in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. All right. So it says begin with a quick synopsis of the cake.
This one was the Noodles and Company, right?
Yes.
It's hard to keep all the classes separate. Okay, so it talked about how they're expanding. They're debating between doing a joint venture and franchising, right?
Yes.
It didn't ever tell us if they actually ended up doing franchising or. I haven't looked into it that far. I'm assuming they did franchising though, just because you see a lot more of them now. But I don't know. How to look that up.
Yeah. That's what I saw. I saw that they were. I mean, from my understanding, they were trying to get into the fast food business. They wanted to, go for it like a healthier angle with their foods. They were very, I think, the quality and the amount of time they take to find the right, ingredients and find the right noodles so it's as authentic as possible. And they care a lot about, like, they're very culture, they have a certain work culture and they want people to strive to be the best. And that's the reason why they have those bonus programs, that affects
Yeah.
everyone. They have the mystery diners. So I think in terms of how fast they want to grow, I think that's where most of those questions are, and where their major issue is at is it deals with how fast do they really want to grow, what's the safe approach, what's the quickest way, like, and I think they're looking at it from different angles, like you know the only thing is that they don't want to incur too much debt too quickly, and they want to be able to finance what they're going to be using. Like, no, it's no, they have that money in the bank.
Yeah. That was impressive how fast they grew. They were gutsy though. I mean, they were already moving on to their second location without even really knowing that the first one was going to work very well.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But hey, it's worked, so it's cool.
Yeah, definitely. And like, what do you see is like currently is their biggest issues, like their problems?
So honestly, this case I was more positive about them than a lot of the other ones have been. Like, I think they're doing a lot of things right. The only thing that did make me kind of nervous was like how quickly they were expanding. Just because if they want to like keep that culture of their store, they've got, I mean, they just exploded all of a sudden. If they're gonna grow that quickly, they need to make sure that their systems are in place. That was probably the biggest issue I saw, is that you need to make sure that you're rock solid on your operations and your systems before you go multiplying that into bigger numbers.
Yeah, and they mentioned about having the right people to to be the leaders and to teach um, that culture to others.
Yeah.
And how are they going to train them?
Yeah. Yeah, it sounded like they like pulling their general managers from like within the organization too, which
Yes.
would be a big struggle for how quick they're growing. I mean, that's fast. You know, I mean, you get hired and you're, 50-50 chance of being a general manager later because they need you. So, I don't know. That was one thing that I saw that could be a big issue is just like having that leadership in place before they, don't have a pool to pull from.
Yeah, I see that. And then it also mentions like how one of the issues that they really have no control over, you just can, I guess, adapt to it, is to prepare how to deal with the competition. You know,
Yeah.
that's in and like what do you think it's their biggest competition?
I don't know. Like in my mind, I guess I see like companies like Panda Express being fairly similar. See them being somewhat of a competition, and I don't know. I mean, it's tough because when you get into like the fast casual, I guess everybody's a competitor.
Yes,
Yeah, you could look at a lot of different people.
but I think like they have a very interesting approach because more like most of the like fast casual type places, they usually focus on one geography. Like you usually go to like consider like Latin food or Italian food or Asian food.
Yeah,
You know, like because even for like Panda Express is Asian food. But what's really unique about them is that they're a blend of a lot of cultures. You can even something that's very traditional American, like the um, the mac and cheese with meatballs. Like so they cater to a lot of different cultures. So they have, I think that makes them very unique. The
yeah, that's
concept
true.
of noodles, it is very international.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. It's smart on their part, really, because that doesn't limit them to one niche like Panda Express is.
Yeah,
That's a good point I never thought with that.
and it mentioned something. There was a part where it said about, like it mentioned about not being first, um, not being. Is it best to be first or to be the best or something like that? You remember that somewhere in the reading?
I was just pulling it up, trying to get it
It
loaded
was a
here.
part. It was a part there where it mentioned about that, like about it's like one of the like growth strategies.
My computer's loading super slow.
Oh, okay. It's on page 13. Once it loads up, and it's really short. It's just like increasing competition led the Noodles and Company team to question the virtues of being first to market versus being best to market.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, hey, like what do you think? Which one is better?
I guess it depends on how long you want to stay in business. I think if you're best to market, you'll be in business longer.
Yeah.
But if you're first to business, you can grow faster. If
Yes.
you're there first and then beat the competition.
Yeah, right.
So I don't
I
know if
think
you can find a balance, you'd be right there in the middle.
yeah, I would aim for best to market and just hope I get first a few times. Because I was thinking,
Yeah,
um, I read this article about Apple, how Apple is not the first to come up with concepts. Usually, usually when it does it better than other companies. So, and it's really interesting.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I feel that also
It's a very good point.
that's the that's the concept. All right. So let's see. So what do you think are the advantages and disadvantages of each strategy for being like first to market? and best to market? You mentioned for first to market that faster growth, right?
Yeah, I think you'd have more of the market share, so you'd be able to grow faster. Like you'd have more capital to grow, but you also run that risk of being beat out when the next guy that's best in market comes along.
Mm-hmm.
So being best in market, I think, is going to be better for longevity. But I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so as well. There was also a part that it mentioned that some competitors have deep pockets. Like, how do you think that can hurt them? Or how?
Oh yeah, did you say deep pockets?
Yeah, they mentioned that they had deep pockets.
Yeah. I don't. Oh, hold on, just mind if I say bye to family real quick?
Yeah, that's fine. Out of
Be
me.
right back. Good to see you guys. Alrighty, I apologize. Thanks. Okay, so was it saying that the competitors had deep pockets, if I remember right?
Yes.
Or was it saying that, that could be dangerous in a lot of different ways, I guess. I guess it depends on how they're willing to spend it too, because I mean, if they're not, if they're more concerned about getting there first but having cheap quality, then it wouldn't matter how deep their pockets are because you could end up draining them because you end up beating them out.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if they're smart with it, then it could, be a long battle for you too.
Do you think? Yeah, and I think it's also motivating them to grow that much faster because their window of opportunity might be ahead. Like they don't want to wait until the people with deep pockets who can expand faster. Like decide to get into the game and
Yeah.
try to get ahead of them. Um, so it also asks, let's see, can Noodles and Company maintain their corporate culture through aggressive growth? Why or why not?
I
I
don't
think,
know. Like, oh,
yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
listen, I think that it would be very hard for it to do so. Um, I think that personally it should take maybe 3 years to get to that aggressive growth that they want and just kind of like, grow, but maybe half as fast that they're planning in the first 3 years. And then apply that growth strategy after they have established a few more stores and develop more potential prospects that lead when they do go aggressive to build 240 stores.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're either in for, lacking the human resources, not having their pool grow as fast as their stores are, and they'll have to outsource. That's going to dilute things. So unless they have like their training program set up really solid, they're going to suffer as far as culture. So I'm with you. I think they need to slow down just a little bit and evaluate, just how important that culture is. Because if it is that important, they do need to slow down. But if it's not, then keep going. Who cares? But I think they'd be foolish to throw that away because that's what makes them who they are.
Yeah.
No, I agree with what you said. I think they need to slow down just a little bit.
So in regards to like franchising, do you think franchising for them?
That's a tough one. I don't know. I mean, I think it's good in the sense that they would build faster because they don't have to use their capital to do it. They have other people basically paying to let them expand in their name, which is awesome for them. But I don't know, they run the risk of losing their culture that way, because then it's, they hand over the right to whatever once they sign on that paper. So I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah,
I
like
mean, you look at like In and Out. In and Out's completely a corporate-owned store. They don't franchise, and they have an amazing culture. Like those places are always busy. So I don't know. That one's tough.
so is McDonald's,
Yeah,
and they franchise.
yeah, that's true. Huh?
So I mean, I think it just depends. Like, um, for me, I think you're right in that they do run a huge risk of losing their culture if they franchise and they're not very like specific about how they franchise. I put that if the like my um, main strategy would be not to grow as fast, but if they really quickly, franchising is the best way to do so because of what you mentioned, how they wouldn't have to use capital investors. I just think they need to be very like micromanaged in terms of their policies that other companies will have to follow. Like I would suggest even like four, mystery diners a month until they get to a certain point and show that they're up to standard. You know what I mean? Because I think
Yeah,
like they need some, you need, what do you call it again? Some
yeah, I
like a
agree.
backup plan. Yeah, they need to make sure that there's a fail-safe plan, um, like a way to ensure that their culture is not tarnished by allowing others, to make business off their than what they have established.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I think they gotta have those systems in place before they go.
Hmm.
Whatever route they do, they need to get those systems in place. I agree.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing to do too.
It is, man. All right. Let's see. So this is building momentum. What was it that helped Noodles and Company turn the corner
To
from the
what?
beginning? Is that turn the corner like at the
Oh,
beginning when they weren't doing too well?
that's a good question. I don't know, because I mean, their first one was struggling, right?
Yeah,
And then when they opened the second one,
and then third.
didn't they go on a trip and they like went to a bunch of different noodle stores? And then they came back and decided what they were gonna do. I was
Yeah,
just looking back there because it seems like there was something that kind of turned things for them.
yeah. Let's see. That's a good question.
Yeah, because I remember the basement flooded. They came back and the
Design. That
basement
was
was
it.
flooded.
I remember. I think it was the design.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so they were able to do. They have more control over the floor plan, and that allowed them to be more efficient and set up. And that kicked everything off. I think before they had to like, just remodel or
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yep. Because they did like the sit down diner at first, basically, right? And then they switched to the fast casual, which is like they'd come up and their noodles would be fresher. Okay, yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, yeah. So that was, I mean, that was huge for them, really, because I mean, if people came in and their quality was poor, they would have never grown the way they did. So the fact that they changed that and actually got their noodle quality up, I think, is what, yeah, big time. Because then people, didn't they have a magazine or something, if I'm remembering right? Like, it had some good reviews or something that I was talking about. Trying to find it. I don't know if we'll be able to now. It seemed like they did have some people come in that reviewed them. But no, I think you're right. I think that changing of the format was the biggest thing for them. They
Yeah,
would have
that,
never survived otherwise.
and also and the quality, because it seems like they had a decent they always had like a decent idea of like customer service, but that was the part that really helped them out. And also they
Yep.
hired better quality people. They mentioned it says here about higher quality general managers.
Yep. I thought that was cool how they pay their GMs bonuses based on the revenue targets that they hit.
Yeah, I think that's motivating.
It's
That's
smart.
everybody's
Big
self interest is benefits
Yeah.
down to the
Jeez.
regular employee also with the
Yeah,
risk.
that was cool how they did that. It's interesting to see how all these different businesses run. Yeah, I think these guys did a lot of stuff right. I think they have a lot of good things.
How do you think their motto and mantra, every guest, every bowl, every time, how does that help them form a culture? How does it drive corporate profits and structure?
I think that one's like key to their expanding, but I think it's also a goal still that like they want that quality and that same experience every time, but they need to like make sure that that continues to. I think it's what's gotten them where they are, but that's also what's going to take them to where they'll be, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I
Just
think it's
they need that.
I think it's like breaking down their journey step by step. So their mantra is
Yeah,
basically what you need to do step by step to get where we want to be. But all we need to focus on is do this step by step, and we'll get there. Everything else, you know what I mean? So it's like a simplification of just stay in the moment, focus on what's in front of you at all moments, and then we'll get there. So I think it makes a lot of sense, and it's very, I think it's very wise.
I think it fits well. I think they're very smart about that.
Yeah, I know sometimes it's like it establishes a clear performance expectation, and I think that's what
Yeah,
it does establish that.
yeah,
Because,
it's a clear target. I
yeah,
like it.
and it says
Yep.
you spoke about what challenges they face, and you kind of spoke. It's like how do they plan in penetrating, each segment in the industry? How do they want to have a presence in each segment in the industry? You kind of spoke about that. Um, I mean, like, what
So
are
it's
some,
asking like how they plan on like
huh?
on penetrating. So it's asking like how they plan on penetrating the market,
Yeah,
like in different areas.
yeah,
I think they're. I mean, like their mantra was like every bowl, every time, whatever it was. That I think that's lining out like, okay, like we want that like universal experience, so
yeah,
like people know that they can expect that wherever they go. So if somebody's, if they've seen them in California or wherever, and then they come to Idaho to see it, I think that's a good angle of attack for them, that they'll have that universe, universal idea. Universality. I don't know what word I'm trying to use there,
like
but
international
yeah, I think
food.
that's the biggest. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think that's what it is. They want to be known for having good quality of different, from different areas of the world, different types of food. But that all revolves around noodles. Yeah. And they ask, how can organizational culture make or break a strategy in this company or any company?
I think the culture of their store will determine whether or not the quality carries with it. If the culture's not there, they won't have the quality. The people won't be personally invested in their stores. They won't care as much. But I think if they maintain that culture, people will love the company and they'll want to build it. Whether they own part of it or whether they're just working there, I think that'll be a big time factor for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they just need to make sure that they are able to find the right people to teach those cultures, hire them, and make sure they put them in the right position so they can continue to teach others their culture, and especially like focusing on it being as efficient as possible and providing a customer experience. They're really big on. I saw that he mentioned a lot, providing a customer experience. Because you don't know if that person that walks through that door, if it's the first time or they're regular and they expect, a certain quality of service, and that's what happens once you really give attention. So yeah, it's just focusing each person that comes in and each bowl that is made is as perfect as possible. And that's pretty much all they can do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you think? What do you think they ended up doing?
I don't know. I'm guessing they went with a franchise model just because I think they want to keep expanding fast. And I think they assume that they can handle that. That would be my guess. Does it tell you on there what they do?
Well, no, you can look into it. You might see growth and company growth.
I was just looking them up on the internet.
Yeah. And this was a while ago.
Yeah,
So,
they did go with franchise.
oh yeah, you saw
And
it.
it says, yeah, on Wikipedia it says that franchise locations are operated by independent franchisee that is trained by Noodles and Company.
Oh yeah, franchisee.
So they did do the franchise.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's probably helped them grow so quickly. But it seems like
Yeah.
right now, like the average, it's like 21%, which is pretty good.
Yeah, the profit, is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, the profit revenue.
Yeah.
Actually.
More than a million in revenue. It's pretty good.
Not too bad.
I wouldn't complain. That's what, 200,000 a year for the owner? That's cool.
And it seems now they're up to 410 locations, including the front.
That's a lot. And they started in 96. So they've been open 20 years. That's
Yeah,
wow, that's fast. Huh. Yeah, good for them. That's cool.
yeah. They went from 37 locations in 2002 to 65 in 2003 and to 142 to 2007. So they didn't grow as fast as they were wanting to grow. So in 5 years, they only had an extra. And by 2007, it says 22 of its stores were franchises. So I guess they
Huh.
did a good growth. Oh, no. And then from 2007 to 2013, they grew to 339 stores during the financial crisis. That's pretty gutsy.
Huh? That's
But maybe,
interesting.
but maybe that helped them because they were like they were cheaper than going to a restaurant, but nicer than going to a regular fast food place. So you never know.
Yeah,
You could have helped them out.
it's true. I mean, pricing wise, it's very similar to what you'd pay for making a family meal. So
Yeah.
I think it said that at the beginning too. So yeah. Interesting. Cool company.
Yeah.
Wisconsin. Wow. Yeah, I was just looking at the menu. They got some interesting stuff.
Have you ever been? Have you ever been to Noodles and Company?
I've never been there. No.
You should. It's
Have
pretty.
you?
Yeah, I have.
Huh.
I like it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look good. I'll have to go to one. They just put one in Iowa Falls, so pretty cool to check it out.
Um. To finish, what would be, I guess, the strategy you would use? Like franchising, going public, strategic partner, self-finance growth. What do you think will work the best for you if you find yourself in a position with a business that could jump off like beautiful?
That's a tough call. I think I don't know. I mean, franchising is tempting, but you only get a small percentage of that back. Usually, only 5 to 6%. If you went public, and then you lose a little bit of control of the deciding factors of the company, but I think you might maintain more of the profits. I think honestly, I'd probably look at doing a public offering just to see what it would look like compared to franchising.
Yeah.
I don't know. What would you say?
I don't know. I might do. I will look depending on the business. I will look into strategic partnering. Like if I were running a food business, that dealt with like fruits and vegetables, like I'll partner with the farmer, where I can get all my stuff from, and like from there. But I think it just depends what kind of business. If it's something like Noodles and Company, um, and I'm trying to go quickly,
Yeah.
I think franchising would be safe just because there'll be more of an overseer and other people will be doing most of the work for you. You just have to make sure that they know exactly what you're doing. But it is your name at
Yeah.
stake, But you do have control over who you choose to get into business with.
Yeah. True.
So, I don't know.
I like the partnership idea now you bring it up.
Yeah, I think
It's
it
true.
works depending on what the business. But if you're in a business and you can control all like everything you do all deals to the end product, like you can save a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
cool man. All right, so I think that's pretty good.
Alrighty.
Just
Well,
safe.
thanks for meeting. I appreciate it.
All right, you're welcome, man. All right, have a good night, bro. Have a good trip. Drive safe.
You too. What else see you?
Peace.
Bye.